The 2019 season of the Australian Ultimate League would not be possible without the support of our league partners. Today's match is brought to you by the following team sponsors.
So, what is your strategy against your upcoming game against the Brisbane Breakers?
Yeah, definitely going to be a tough game. They're a very quality opposition. We're going to try and force as many connections between different players who maybe are not so familiar with each other. A lot of those players on Mammoth or Fuse have played with each other very often, and we're hoping to force a few connections that will hopefully short circuit their offense a bit.
What has Brisbane done to prepare for the AUL?
Cool. So I think we have one of the few teams with the most returners from the last season of the AUL. The Brisbane Breakers were obviously a little bit sore for not making the final, and so they've been really coming at this with we need to come to this tournament with an intensity and exuberant focus to try and win every game. So that's been a big change for them since the last season and this.
What do you think will be the biggest challenge for Brisbane at the AUL this year?
I think the biggest challenge is going to be playing on the big stage and playing across genders. There's a lot of really good men's and women's players on the team who don't play together all too often. So making sure we build that trust and connect the connections throughout the season quickly is going to be key for us there.
Grimmond, are you looking forward to, Joy?
I am looking forward to seeing, I'm looking forward to seeing Annie Jessup, Kat Smith, Simone Ryan I haven't seen play for a little while. I think I'm so excited to see what these teams, the style in which these two teams battle it out.
We've got a game of 3 sets. This is set 1. 20 minutes each set. Got to be up by 2 to win it cleanly, otherwise it's a battle. Again.
Chung with the disc, central location, up to Mazurai. Strong cutting from Mazurai, marked by the slightly taller Murphy. Both men here very agile. And Kyle O hits Murray Yong. Perth's offense here fluid and easy. The Breakers just playing a match D to start this first set off in the match. Mazurai getting a couple of touches already. As Alice Chung presents, she's very quick there, getting a shoulder in front of, was it Ava Mueller? No, perhaps it was Rachel Parsons. So yeah, Chung, she's known for her speed and her smarts, and they're getting the first goal for the Perth team.
Yeah, that looked very clean and easy. Working hard, moving the disc fast.
Alice Chung, her hometown is Sydney, and she's one of, I think, 4 players who actually reside in Sydney, but who are playing with this Perth team. Alex Shepherd, Alex Gann, and Simone Ryan also hailing from Sydney, but that was a really smooth display of offense there from the Perth team.
Breakers, I expect, will display some similarly effective offense now as they get their chance to answer.
Good conditions for Ultimate at the moment. There's a slight breeze coming from right to left on your screen, so Alex Shepherd there pulling slightly into the breeze, but a good lengthy pull, make it into the middle of the end zone, as McGuckin on the home sideline. Perth playing match again, and straight to the defender of Simo Ryan. Slightly misplaced throw there, behind the intended receiver. Perth find themselves with another quick look at offences. Copland has gone to the diving Ely, but just too far in front. The wind is very light, so no wind at all to repel the flight of that disc. Copland just pushing that. The fields here are slightly shorter than some other ultimate fields, or the standard length. They're maybe about 5 metres shorter. Players are doing their best to adjust here. That one just a little bit long.
Mueller now finds Simpson through the middle. Much better execution of throw this time to Simpson. McNaughton now searching for an option. Simpson's gone deep and McNaughton's taken the option. Simpson runs it down and makes a great dive, but can't quite close her hand around that edge.
Spectacular play there. The cut, well, we've just seen the layout, the diving attempt at the catch from Dom Simpson, but the timing of the cut was exceptional as well. Right, just at the right moment for McNaughton to unleash that disc. It was a lovely throw. Quite a bit in front of her. She made up a bit of ground, but couldn't close her hand. Shepherd to Lim. Annie Jessup here. Back to Shepherd. Shepherd seeming to be the linchpin of this offense for the moment. To Copland. Most of the field left to work with Perth in a vertical stack. Lim getting busy. Marked by Wang. One-way force here by Perth as McNaughton dives over the disc, as it turns out. Jessup back to Ely. Perth moving the disc really quickly. Lots of options around the field. Ryan centres. And Ely. Jessup throws to Ryan, who elevates. She's a good tall target to start with. Copland, dancing feet. Oh, a knifing overhead throw. And Ely floats up into the air in the one-handed catch. Not sure how late in the store count that was. Ryan looked in good control of it, but she was throwing to a little clump of players, and Ely did well to come down with that disc.
He did. Very well read and attacked. And the Power take the lead 2-0.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a really interesting matchup. Both teams have a similar profile. They've both got very speedy, some tall female players. Using match defense a lot of the time and looking to run with their players. We saw in that point Dom Simpson time a long cut for her teammate McNaughton to huck to really well. Perth looked to have some very good connections as well, and the timing and presentation of those cuts is silky and just about right.
Now Brisbane will be keen to get a mark on the board at this stage. They don't want to let Perth run away with the lead. Kath Smith fields the pull and lays off to Grimmond, who goes around to Chung, who makes a really great effort to keep that low throw up, but he just couldn't hold on like Simpson couldn't before on her layout. And now Gann for Perth. Just
Mariam to Mazrai.
Mazrai back to Gann. Lim.
It's Chung.
Chung doesn't have any options at the moment, but Mazrai has come out of the stack. And laid it off again to O. Murray-Young for the goal. Perth have gone 3-zip up early in this game. We're only 6 minutes in.
Punishing from Perth. Fluid disc movement there, and a couple of just errors from the Brisbane Breakers. They'll want to be getting on top of that, up the concentration. Their connections are good, but a turnover is a turnover at the end of the day. And Perth, they've looked strong, determined, skillful.
Yep, and your words are speaking strongly to me as well. I think I need to get more focused and accurate on my ability to recall the names of the Perth Power roster. Now, the Breakers, they really need to answer back. Got Matsuka, who's come along from the US. He used to play in Brisbane, so he's got a great connection to this side. And he's now receiving the pull and laying off to Mueller. McGuckin now sees
Wang with the disc on the far sideline. Back to McGuckin.
now Matsuka. Wang's gone deep, but she's covered closely. Matsuka takes the safe option, but executes interestingly. Hopefully he was going for Wang under. She now sticks it deep with her lefty flick. Both read quite well, but Ely was there first, gets the block. He's got the springs in his legs.
Shepherd to Lim. That was a scintillating passage of play. Wang's eyes had lit up at the sight of the teammate going long, but Ely intercepting that, and now the disc is with Shepherd. Perth are transitioning really well to offense when they do get the chance, and as I just say that, a throwaway there from Alex Shepherd. But they're moving with swiftness and comfort from defense to offense when they get the chance.
McNaughton and Matsuka, old buddies, moving the disc nicely between them. Now McGuckin goes up the line to McNaughton and sees Dom Simpson. Nice one out in front of her this time. She takes that, and the Brisbane Breakers get one that they really need. It's 3-1.
They're on the board. They are on the board as the sun shines here. Perth wouldn't be too unhappy with that. They had a couple of chances, and I wonder if this is the way that this set is going to play out. We've got about 8.5 minutes that have just ticked over out of this 20-minute set, and just like a longer game of Ultimate without the sets, each of these 20-minute periods has their own little mini ebbs and flows. A couple of little errors coming in for both teams, but energy is still high here, and the score is 3-1.
The weather's currently quite suitable for these two teams that enjoy balmy sunshine in their home cities. From opposite sides of the country.
Chung here. Perth are playing match defense. Murray Yong trying to move her marker. She's hit Gan under. Perth, of course, are moving the disc quickly. Kyle O, his marker closes in now. Gan goes up, but it's looked off. Murray Yong. Alex Gan is getting open with ease there, and he flicks that one up for Lim. That looked really silky smooth and easy for Perth. I have to say, the speed, my apologies, that's Ash McInnes there with the goal. The speed at which they're moving the disc at the moment is making it really hard for Brisbane to clamp down. A couple of times the markers had to really hone in and get closer to their players once their opposition had caught the disc. No doubt that's feeding into the fluidity of the overall Perth offense.
We're at the halfway point through this set, the first set. It looks like it's Perth Powers at the moment. Kyle O looking very competent for the Perth Power at the moment. He looks like he's ready to throw a backhand from either hand whenever he gets the disc. Mueller gets nutmegged, I think is the term for that. She'll go and retrieve the disc from the reeds, and she'll have to bring that up to the sideline because it went out the side. Now, she wants Matsuka. He's not open enough as there was a poaching Shepherd on defense.
McGuckin had gone deep early, but the disc here and it's just popped up out of the disc of out of the hands of Dom Simpson. Shepherd now. Perth don't have far to go here.
Copland catches the goal.
And Lim with a really stylish celebration there. She was the one who threw the goal to Copland. She's happy with that.
Brisbane have got a lot of work to do. 5-1 down.
Wow, that's come up so quickly, hasn't it?
They still win with a chance, though. We've still got a good 8 minutes left of the game, so if they can get their stuff together, make some fast goals.
Alicia Lim there, lovely balance displayed in throwing that backhand goal to Copland. She played the recent, or the WCC 2018 tournament with the Perth club team Chaos, and also was a member of the under-24 Stingrays team of that same year. So she's got some big game experience under her belt.
Yeah, another keen bean for one day representing the Firetails, maybe in the next couple of years. McGuckin now with the disc for Breakers. McNaughton. Haven't seen as many upside downs coming from him and Mitsuka that I would usually expect.
Store count getting up here. Mazuka eventually just flings it out, finds Wang. Wang had done well to keep cutting and keep presenting throughout that stall count. Reaches round, unleashes around the mark to McGuckin. To Mazuka.
Look good when they move it early and they don't get stuck on the side. Mitsuka now wants Mueller to return the cut. Doesn't get it, so he's looking for his next option. Comes that upside down to McNaughton. Would always be ready for that. And another one right there. Dom Simpson catching it just outside the end zone. Wang was trying to encourage her to go to the far corner, but now Mitsuka has got control to McNaughton. And Dom Simpson's really open, but there's a pick.
Yeah, Perth, I think, are scrambling really well on defense here. Brisbane are really having to work hard just outside this end zone. Perth covering their players, shutting down some spaces and options.
Just was back in briefly, but another pick straight away. Murray Young just catching up to Mueller. McNaughton now needs to make a safe choice. Finds Mitsuka forward. And Mitsuka finds Simpson. They needed that point. Well done.
Dom Simpson absolutely exerting her influence on this set. The score, by the way, is 5-2 in Perth Power's favour, but Dom Simpson is ever present, cutting with purpose. She's tall and fast, gets a hand on a lot of discs and caught that goal. Matsuka and McNaughton there centering the Brisbane offense. As Huss has mentioned, throw a lot of upside down throws, but with good touch and control. A lot of variety in those couple of players.
So we see Perth Power now receiving the pull. Shepherd ready to catch, but it's out the side. It's going to be a brick. Perth setting up in a horizontal. They've gone with the traditional 4 players upfield. They've only got 2 behind with the 6-on-6 format. Shepherd can't get it to Copland the first cut. Eventually finds Jessup. Marked by Kat Smith. Jessup goes up the line to Shepherd. Shepherd sees Ryan. Nice reach to take that one down. Can she get it to Lim? No, good choice. She finds Copland. There's players everywhere for Perth at the moment. And a hand block by Grimmond on
Grimmond picks
Copland.
up straight away. He's keen for that. Hucks it straight away to Murphy, and Ely though. And he has got up there and tapped it out of reach. The disc is out of play as well. Well done, Pete Ely, but that's a rapid couple of things. We saw some fancy footwork in the end zone from Alex Shepherd trying to get open before the hand block occurred. Nice defense there from Pete Ely. He's currently living in Melbourne, but he hails from Perth initially. Has good connection with all these West Australian teammates.
all of the stack is upfield. Lim makes the first move and gets it under. Ely's available for her. Jessup holding up the back of the stack. Actually the only person in the stack right now, and Copland's got it. He sees Jessup and he goes around the top, beats Smith, finds Jessup. She's right on the edge and she calmly pops it forward for Shepherd. Perth Power take their 6th goal.
Precision throwing there from Perth. One throw after another. They didn't have massive separation, just enough for the thrower to put that disc into the prime position. We saw Grimmond bid in a defensive effort, couldn't get his hands on the disc, and then a fraction of a second later, Copland curving that one over the defender of Jessup.
Nice two-handed catch from Jessup, somewhat crab-like. We know that Jessup is currently doing a PhD on the vision of crustaceans, so no doubt has got these images in her mind which help her with that catching technique.
No doubt. Nothing wrong with her vision or her crab catches. All right, and Mazuka starting off the Brisbane Breakers now. 6-2 with less than 2 minutes in this set, the first set of this matchup. Mazuka, effortless around the disc as he unleashes a backhand. It's popped up into the air. Lovely loft on that. Mueller has a bit of time. She's right in the middle of the field, near her scoring end zone. Mazuka works hard to be available. Breaks the force. Mueller again. And Dom Simpson, what were we just saying about her before? Seems to strike into space at just the right moment. And goal for Brisbane Breakers.
Yeah, that cut from Mueller to get it deep came from the handler area. So she started off next to Mazuka, just went straight hard deep, and Mazuka saw her, stuck it straight up, and that just gave them acres of space to play with. She kept it calm, and then eventually Mazuka had to work super hard to beat Gan, who had an amazing mark on Mazuka, nearly got a foot on it. And there's Dom Simpson's goal and smile.
Both these teams with a 3-set system in these matchups. First blood, shall we say, of winning the first set is key. We've got less than 30 seconds left in this first set, and Perth Power look like they're going to take this. They're pretty comfortable at 6-3. If a team is more than 2 points up at the end of the 20-minute period, the play stops immediately. We've got about 10 seconds left, and this may happen.
Yeah, so even if the Breakers do score a goal here, Perth still will take the set. But that's the end of the time and the end of the set. It's first set to Perth Power.
Players are going to take a quick break, refresh. No doubt Brisbane Breakers will be trying to come up with a way to attack this second set, and stay tuned for set 2 action. Welcome back to set 2 action from the AUL. We've got the Perth Power in yellow playing against the Brisbane Breakers. And the story of this game so far, Perth Power sprung up and won the first set 6-3. Pretty comprehensive. And while the style of these two teams is somewhat similar, both very athletic, quick on match D and a kind of fluid, fast-moving style offense, they actually mark up against each other in terms of individual matchups really closely and well. And I just think Perth Power made a few less errors, executed when they had the chances, and came up with the set in the end.
Yeah, looking very comfortable, Perth Power. And while Brisbane Breakers don't look flustered, they're just maybe not in their optimal groove yet. We haven't seen much from Maiden. Not sure if she played the first set. She's on the line now, ready to go. Hopefully we'll see some long shots from her and some give-go action. It's always hard to mark for any defender. Shepherd unleashing his pull.
Mueller here is in the middle of the field. She goes long straight away. Murphy's presented, but overshot. Perhaps the pressure. All those Perth Power players were really close in exerting enough pressure. Perhaps put Mueller off a fraction on her throw. Shepherd to Ryan. Ryan, of course, an excellent target all around the field. To Jessup, has to get down low. Marked by Kat Smith here. Shepherd and unleashes the hammer. Copland in acres of space. Perth Power continuing their run from the first set and get the first point of this second set on board.
Definitely earning their name, the Perth Power. Their offense is superbly powerful.
Coach there, Max Halden, congratulating his players. They're in the groove at the moment.
Max Halden and Viv Ewan, the two coaches. They also have a manager helping them out. Her name is Lisa Finch. The Breakers are being coached by Yu Ung and Tam Davis. Davis, a long-time Brisbane resident and also roamer of the world, spreading her astrophysics magic everywhere she goes. She has to get a little bit more earthly in her tactics for this game, however.
What have Brisbane got here? Mazuka to Grimmond. 3 handlers back. And now the receivers floating into position as Dom Simpson and Mazuka do an up the line play. And sent it to McNaughton. Dom Simpson having a look. And Grimmond has got in there, and that's a really good point for Brisbane. It looked as though they were concentrating on every single pass there. They didn't want any small errors to creep in and jeopardise their possession. And they made sure of it, and every single decision and throw there looked very deliberate.
Yeah, Kyle O really exerting some pressure on that Matsuka up the line move. Seeing the replay of Simpson to Gruen goal. Finding the space in the back corner. Viv Ewan, the Perth Power coach, calling for her team to stay focused. It's the first time they've found themselves level with the Brisbane Breakers, apart from at 0-0, of course. Breakers need to keep rattling them if they want to take this set.
McNaughton has sent that ball high and lofty, giving his teammates loads of time to get underneath it. And Ryan. And Lim has put it up for Jessup. Pete Ely backing up though, and the disc falls into his hands.
Looked like he communicated well with Jessup there, saying, don't worry about that, I've got it. It's a bit awkward for you, which was great communication, because if Annie had not been able to get it and twisted, maybe it would have been a fumbled turn.
Lovely pull, huck there from Lim. Perth Power enjoying their ultimate, lots of smiles.
It's a bit of a breeze coming towards us. And the sun's taking a little break. So a little bit fresh, but around about 14 degrees Celsius here. Kat Smith catches the pull in the end zone, and the defense is on already. She finds a big swing. Cheng signaling for it deep, and McGuckin goes for it. Great shot. Cheng's speed, making sure he gets to that. He's got a dancing Lachlan Murphy, and he sticks it up to him. Great grab.
Great plays there by the Brisbane Breakers. Fantastic hands and reach there by Murphy. Perth Power tried to zone, 2 men up front, trying to limit the options. McGuckin had gone deep though, and the Brisbane Breakers had found a way to put it into his hands. That's what they need.
And talking of hands, I think we've got a set on ours. It's looking a lot more competitive than set number 1 in this match. .32-year-old John McNaughton getting ready for a pull. We've all seen some of the amazing pulls that John McNaughton's done, and that wasn't one of them. He's got his sights set in the future on Masters World Championships as he's racking up the years. Still one of the top players in the country. Setting his mark on Shepherd.
Shepherd's at the brick mark. Goes to Lim straight away. Perth players spread quite deep at the moment. Copland has a look, no one near him. Breaks the mark to Jessup. Jessup's marked by the slightly taller Dom Simpson as Lim offloads to Shepherd. They're finding it hard to get a real gainer here as Jessup gets it laterally. Jessup here has pumped it, and Ryan. Wow, it's a pressure release, isn't it? A couple of throws, maybe 5 to 8 throws laterally. No progress in terms of yardage, but then a well-timed long cut by Ryan there. Jessup, lovely finish.
Really impressed with Alicia Lim in this game. She's working incredibly hard. Every cut she makes is at full power. Alicia Lim is Singaporean. Still waiting for her Australian permanent residency. Lachlan Murphy stopping the pull from rolling too far. Smith picks it up, gets into play to Mueller. Murphy doing a quick turn upfield, but the throwers weren't looking. Liramian lays off to Cheng. Winds up but takes the swing. Murphy now doesn't like upfield, goes back again. Being patient here, the Breakers, waiting for an opportunity to make some more yardage.
Kat Smith is looking long. She's gone for that option. And McGuckin, he's a big target, but had 2 to beat there. He did really well. Kat Smith gave him a bit of time to think about it. She put that disc high above him. McGuckin timed his jump and was strong in his body position.
He hovered up there for what seemed like an unnaturally long time. Peter Ely right there as well, not able to get as much height or hover. Sorry, it was Kyle O that was breathing down his neck.
Fairly low fuss player, McGuckin. Runs all around the field, gets the job done. No histrionics. I like it.
Yeah. Refreshing player.
This set's moving along. We're about the halfway point in terms of time anyway, and it's 3 points apiece, 3 goals apiece for Perth and Brisbane. The sun's gone behind the clouds and the breeze has picked up a little bit. And it's unleashed. Ryan is underneath it, marked by Parsons, sorry. Oh! And it was an amazing contest. Did Parsons get her hand on that?
Might have to wait for the replay. And now Lyra Meehan has the disc. Goes inside to Lachlan Murphy. Now McGuckin finds Cheng. Parsons ready now after that D. McGuckin sticks it up for Murphy. But Murphy sucked into the attack and it bashes him in the arm instead of the hand.
Yeah, Pete Ely did well there. So he had to reach around Murphy to a point but not foul him, and he did enough to put Murphy off.
Yeah, a bit of a psych D there.
Jessup's been very active this match. Always presenting under, frequently getting open. Shepherd's gone, was looking for Ely long, but it's thrown low. And it's hit Copland and McGuckin in the middle. Meehan and Kat Smith going for it between them. And McGuckin. 2 goals in a row for that man. Kat Smith to McGuckin goals as well.
And Brisbane Breakers are in the lead. It's 4-3. It's the first time they've been in the lead this match. And they've put this set within their sights. They've taken a little bit of edge off that Perth power. Breaking them down, point by point.
With the set system here, it's 1 championship point per set, with an extra point up for grabs if you win more sets than the opposition. So Perth Power have got one in the bag already. They'll be looking to extract the maximum number, of course, from this matchup.
That number being 4. Let's see if McNaughton's able to place this pull to the advantage of his team. It's a nice floater. The team have set off down, set their D. Which looks like match defense. Now Gann for Perth, winds up, sends it deep to Murray Young. She's read it, but it's sitting back. It's gone over her head. And Mueller makes sure, taps it down. It was a good look, but needed a bit more on it to help Murray Young out. Now Grimmond shimmies around, doesn't have an option, lays it off to Mueller.
Oh, Grimmond and Mueller working hard, but that disc has just bounced off the hand of Grimmond. Gann now has picked up immediately to O. Back to Gann. Perth plays some moving really quickly, like Ash McKinnon there. Others are being static. They're working out really well, not cutting each other off. Mazurai and Marion getting busy, and Gan has done a number on John McNaughton there. John McNaughton looks annoyed, but Gan has got the better of him this time. Open in the end zone. McNaughton a bit disappointed perhaps with his team giving the disc up earlier. It's a very tight set. Perth Power with that goal though, evening it up at 4 goals apiece.
Some great work from Arva Mueller on defense. She's really good at sticking close to her player. Hoping to see her get a taste of the disc on defense at some point in this set.
Huge looping pull by Shepherd, but he's misjudged that one. It's landed out. So McGuckin is going to be able to walk that disc into the brick mark. Alex Shepherd rethinking recent history. Perth here have gone with a pretty deep horizontal stack. Brisbane rather. Kat Smith, all her receivers are quite deep, but Parsons has gotten open. Her mark is nowhere near her. Murphy, about just over halfway. McGuckin at the halfway point here. Kat Smith. Brisbane Breakers, they're looking to move it laterally, and here we have Meehan. McGuckin is active. Kat Smith, but tricky to get to her late in the stall count. Meehan has to unleash, and she's got lucky here. She's curved it around the big bulk of players, and it's landed into the hands of Murphy. I think they got away with one there. That was good defense by Perth, but high in the stall count for Meehan. She's unleashed it, and they've ended up with that goal.
Yeah, and out in front again, 5-4.
A really tight set. They'll be really happy with this. Perth Power, they look to just have one step ahead of the Breakers in energy in the first set, but this is the system of the 3-set match where both teams get a bit of a rest after each 20-minute interval, and the momentum and energy of a game can change within that time.
Got about 3 minutes left of this set. Nice pull from McNaughton, and Matsuka has made his way down very fast.
Kyle O's picked up, and Chung surveying her options. Her mark, Rose Wang, is all over her. She's done a great job, Wang, but release to O. Mariong's looking long, but centrally back to O. It's looking a little bit busy and congested here for Perth. They're having no problem getting open, but often cutting into similar areas. It's just a little bit too forced, but it's called a foul. The contact has no doubt affected that throw. It's gone straight to the ground.
Uncontested by Matsuka on the mark.
And Chung can turn on a hairpin, go from sprinting around to being really calm and balanced with the disc. I like it. And she's lofted one, looking for Gan. Gan has a few people to beat, and the second effort got a hand to it, and as he was falling over, it almost stayed in his grasp. Good effort there from Gan, but not this time.
He got up really high to get that first touch.
And Gan! He's not let off. He's grabbed it, and Perth! They have taken that with their sheer will. Well done, Alex Gan. He got busy near that end zone. Double effort in the end zone, and then that defensive intercept.
Took his frustration and went and got a D immediately. What a move. 5-all with about a minute left, so.
Oh, what a set. This is great. Okay, so 5-all, Brisbane and Perth. When the 20-minute time goes, if we'll have to play this out, both teams being on 5 points, and the last point will win this set. We've got about 40 to 45 seconds left, so it's quite likely this will be the final point.
There's not much rest time between points, just a minute, and a lot of teams are not taking that full minute. Getting the disc into play very quickly.
McGuckin to Smith. Meehan.
She doesn't have anything. She's gone for a high release over the top. Cat Smith nearly got up to that, but it's a turn and looks like Perth might just take this. If they can keep their cool.
High pressure stakes there. Exciting stuff. Meehan had no options really and just did her best, put it into the air. And Perth now disc with Jessup as Alex Shepherd gets open on this close sideline. Goes for the hammer in the space.
Oh, we've seen that before.
Great work, Perth. He locked eyes with Shepherd. He knew what he wanted, and they've done that as the hooter goes for the second set. Perth, and they're 2-0. Ah, so close, Brisbane. So close.
So close to the set victory, but not this one. They'll be coming back to try and play for one more set, trying to claim the one championship point that's left available to them now. Perth Power will be hunting for the 4 points. Exciting stuff. We'll take a quick break. See you back soon. Welcome back to this game. Perth Power versus Brisbane Breakers. We're into set 3. Perth Power are 2-0 up. And the Brisbane Breakers, this is their last chance to get any championship points out of this. I can not see Perth Power taking their foot off the pedal here.
Yeah, dramatic scenes at the end of that last set, set 2. Perth Power timed their maximum effort perfectly. It was 5-all tied scores when time cap went for that second set. Perth Power managed to squeeze one in and they looked energized. I think they're going for the maximum they can get out of this matchup.
Yeah, and with a coach like Max, oh, we've got a disc up here from Gan. He's gone deep from Ash McInnes.
Gan for McInnes!
Great
Wow,
read.
what a read,
What
McInnes!
a take.
And taken and hung on to it. Great work, Ash McInnes. Gan had seen her strike long. What a perfectly executed catch there.
Yeah, before that great catch, I was just trying to say that Max Haldon, you know, he's a real energizer bunny. He'll be keeping this Perth Power group pumped up, and I think that he'll be able to do that for this entire 20-minute set, no problems. And with a start like that, that's just going to give them the buzz they need to really take them forward in this last set.
Ash McInnes looked completely in control as she got up from that layout catch. Calm smile as if to say, I knew I had that within me and I'm glad I held on to it. Power. 1-0 as Shepherd's had the pulling responsibilities for this Perth team every time he's been on for a defense point, and Grimmond to Matsuka. Parsons. We had McNaughton streaming long. We used to see him in the handler space, but he's versatile around the field as Simpson takes over.
Massive hammer from McNaughton straight to Matsuka for a goal. That was about 40, 50 meters. Straight into his mate's belly.
Spectacular effort there from McNaughton. That came almost out of nowhere. Clearly not for him, but certainly from here. Calmly passing around. McNaughton himself had just gone deep a couple of seconds ago, and then bang! Unleashed that bomb of a hammer. No massive wind-up necessary. As you can see, his form, casual as you like. Obviously a load of power in those wrists. Matsuka jumps it in.
Ash McInnes is back on the line for Perth Power. Feeling a little bit sad for her with ending up on the Perth team, who are the, like all of the teams apart from the Sydney Suns, don't have any stripes on their shirts. She is a collector of stripy shirts. I'm thinking she should have been on the Sydney Suns. They're the only hooped team. But she's doing a great job for Perth Power, and I'm sure they're happy to have her.
Oh, diving effort there from McGuckin. Chung has it here to Murray Yong. Oh, Ash McInnes had... Oh, Kyle O, my apologies. He had his hands on the disc. Couldn't quite hang on.
He had to contort to try and get that one down. It's a bit of a misfire. Now Meehan. Cat Smith. Sticks it. Big flick. McGuckin, we think he can get it. He's big, he's strong. Easy for him. He had a crawling Mazurai all over him, but walk in the park, walk in the end zone.
Typical chilled McGuckin style. He jumped super early. He touched down back on the ground before the disc was within reach again, but preserving his body space. Nice work. I think Cat Smith loves the prospect of sending one deep. Loves it. Has got so much power in her throws. If you see the replay there, McGuckin, I think, knew exactly what he was doing.
I think you'd love the prospect of throwing one deep if McGuckin was underneath it.
Scores here are 2 to Brisbane Breakers to 1 Perth Power. We've had about 4.5 minutes go in this 20-minute final set.
Shepherd. Lim. Lim's been working really hard this game. She now wants Shepherd back. She gives and goes. Shepherd finds Ely. He's got Ryan going deep and he likes the option. Ryan comes in to get it because it was a bit short. But Parsons is there. They're having a great battle, Parsons and Ryan.
Yeah, that's one hell of a tussle there, Ryan's and Parson. And unfortunately for Ryan, she had to sort of stop and prop. The disc was not entirely to her advantage. Parsons did really well and affected that turnover as Matsuka pumps it long. Rosa Wang, both arms up. Good work. Annie Jessup gets on the mark straight away. She's only got 2 players ahead of her, Wang, so she looks behind her. Matsuka keen for it again. And Wang so active, but Parsons into the middle to McNaughton, directing a bit of traffic. Matsuka and puts a lovely, slow, timed disc up for Wang. And she's the one who had streaked long a few passes ago, taken a really nice solid high grab, and she's the one who ends up with this goal for the Breakers.
Yeah, now the Breakers are 3-1 up. Perth Power, after a very energetic, exciting start with that layout goal, have now found themselves on the back foot, a couple of points down.
3 points in a row here for Breakers, and in longer form ultimate, should we say, without the set system, we'd have timeouts available, perhaps for a team to reset and have a chat. Here, no, the teams have got to have some strategies in their pockets for such a situation where the opposition scores 3 in a row, and what can you do to break their flow and exert yourself back into this game?
Kyle O. Chung. She's got a fair bit of swelling going on. Ash McInnes gets the disc. Murray Young, quick moving disc now. Gann sees the opportunity deep to Mazarai. He's running hard. He's taken that. Perth are back in the game. Back in the set.
Lovely work, Perth. Brisbane were doing a bit of a switchy up, poachy zone thing at the front there with Meehan, I think it was, switching on to different players. Perth recognised that, got the disc moving really quickly through McInnes. Ganson, that lovely disc up. Mazarai didn't have to lay out securely into the hands for the goal.
Perth look good when they move it fast. They leave a lot of space deep, ready to pop it into when they have the opportunity. Playing fairly disciplined offense, whereas the Brisbane Breakers offense looks a little bit looser, having to work a little bit harder for their options generally in this whole match.
It's interesting how different teams are going to match up against each other, the dynamics of each individual matchup leading to an impression of the whole. As Copland here has really raced down, he's marking Matsuka, and Ely is on McNaughton. Straight up force there on McNaughton. No problems at all as he gets it out to Matsuka, who pumps it. Parsons is free, and Parsons has done amazingly. Shepherd was bearing down on her. Parsons and Grimmond toss it between themselves. Shepherd was a bit at sea there between two players. He'd done well to catch up to Parsons. The long arms of Parsons, well, singular, one of her arms had reached up, got the better of Shepherd in that case. Well done.
Yeah, and Shepherd, I think, did really well to control himself. He could have barreled in and caused a foul there, but he did really well to stop and try and get around safely. And Parsons held her ground and did a great job of finishing that off.
I love it when these sets are close. 20 minutes, it seems to pass so quickly.
Yeah, we're coming up to the halfway point of this set. And Brisbane Breakers are giving themselves a good chance to claim some points in this match.
Brisbane are down there super quick. Pressure on the offense. Murray Yong, disc in hand moment. Chung's not quite open, so she's hit Kyle O. Murphy's stepping off a bit, respecting the range of throws that Kyle O has as there's a stoppage briefly for a pick. Back in play. And Mazarai to Murray Yong. Carlo's looking for that. Murphy did well. He got his... Oh, they're going to have a discussion here. Kylo is saying, I felt something a little bit not within the rules occur.
Yeah, I think it's foul.
So it's a strip called, is it?
Yeah, but I think we're changing to a foul. I think we believe it's a foul.
All right, you're saying possession here, uncontested, foul, uncontested.
All right, coming back in, uncontested foul. But this third set is looking really exciting. Huss, what do you think about the second set? How would you characterise that?
The second set, I would. Oh, we've got a goal now. It's Mazurai streaking to the corner for O.
That almost had a flavour of set play, almost.
Almost, yeah. That was definitely a tasty set play. But no, if I was to characterise this match or the last set, I would describe it as a tasty, hoppy IPA. Really packing a punch. A lot of flavour. Something you want to savour but can't help glugging down.
It's zesty and refreshing, absolutely. The score here, it's really close. It's a great third set. 3 goals to Perth Power and 4 to the Breakers. Nice touch there, Kyle O. Just putting it up in front of Mazurai. Mazurai hails from Perth. His club team is Sublime. He's a fan of skiing. I wonder how much he gets to do over in WA. He might need to travel a little further for that. And that rolling pull is evaded Grimmond. It must not have, oh. He's in a tricky position here, Grimmond. As you can see, he's at the side of his end zone, and McNaughton is further back right in the corner. If there's anyone who can get out of it, it's McNaughton, though. Centres to Grimmond. Oh, and it's a tough situation, and they've turned it over.
Oh, that's what you don't want to happen, touching the rolling pull and it go out the side. They Perth Power clamped on really well and really pushed that turnover, and now we've got an upside down option, and it's amazingly taken by Peter Ely over John McNaughton, who did a good effort to try and recover their difficult position.
Yeah, Ely just popping up vertically. I feel like we see that again and again. He's a muscular guy, Ely, but uses those quads to just elevate in a light and floating fashion.
And with that, well, we'll just look at this replay of the scuba goal. Yeah, really great jump.
Nice form on the jump. If you sort of look at jump in a visual dictionary, you might find a little gif of that.
Yeah. Well, we will now. And Perth have gone ahead and sucked up Brisbane's lead. Eaten it right up. It's now 4 apiece. Still got 6 minutes left to go.
Aided by that rolling, tricksy pull of the previous point. Gann has unleashed this one. Cat Smith straight into the hands. She's thrown to Mueller, who's got some close attention from Murray Yong. A straight up force here from Perth.
That classic inside throw from Cat Smith, just sailing up a bit high as the wind's coming towards this side of the field. The camera side of the field. Didn't work out for her that time, and now Kyle O picks up for Perth. Manages to find Gann on the inside. Gann with his low backhand. It's now moved across to Moriong. Looks back to Gann, but was closely contested by Cheng. Mazurai now needs to stay calm.
Mazurai keeping busy to O. O spent a bit of time in the end zone. He's popped out now to present this option. And Gann. Perth are looking calm but purposeful. Mazurai, he touched this maybe 3, 4, 5 times in that point. He finds some space eventually on the far side of that end zone. The Perth players, a number of them were doing a good job keeping still in the middle, not over crowding the space on either side of that stack.
Yeah, Chung and Murray Young were doing a good job of keeping that stack, keeping the space open on the sides.
5-4 here, and we've got less than 5 minutes left to play, so it's going to be pretty dramatic stuff at the end of this third set as well. Alex Shepherd, who's pulling, played for Perth Power last season in the AUL.
Another out of bounds pull. McNaughton's jogging it back in. Wang is not sure where she's going. She's going to stick in the stack. And McNaughton's got Mitsuka as his backup dump. Finds Parsons. Parsons wants Mitsuka. She's given up on him. Can't get free enough for her. Now McNaughton goes for the over the top to Simpson, who drops.
Oh, I think she's just put that one down, yeah. It was a visionary hammer by McNaughton. I'm wondering if Peter Ely got a tiny fingertip to it, but it didn't affect the throw. It was definitely catchable.
That might have been a crucial opportunity, gone begging for breakers. And now Copland has chased this one down, goes up the line to Ryan. They're both towing it in.
Got this classic matchup of Parsons v Ryan, of course. And across! And there we go. McNaughton gets a bit of, not revenge, but redemption. Disc with Mitsuka.
High store count goes for the inside channel, Grimmond. Grimmond with the lefty layoff to Mitsuka. Moving it fast now, stalled again though. Oh, and a nice layup for a great cut from Parsons. Breakers have tied it up again, 5-all as we move into the last 2 minutes of the set.
Yeah, Brisbane get the job done. That was a bit of a grindy point for both teams. Not messy by any stretch of the imagination, but really having to just work through a number of hard-working cuts, get the disc through a few players' hands. Parsons, they're finding the space. McNaughton's the spin that he's able to exert on the disc just through sheer wrist movements. A clinic there with that last backhand. Really nice float on that throw to Parsons.
It's just with this matchup with Parsons and Simone Ryan, there's only 3 centimeters difference in their height. Ryan coming out slightly taller. When I say coming out, I mean growing up too.
Here we go with Gann. To O, Murphy marking him. After starting deep, Perth Power players are closer to the throw now, with Chung popping out from the front of that stack. Nice precise throw. McInnes and Murray Young moving through the female players to Gunn. Gunn surveys. He's gonna just reset here. And Mueller got it, popped out of hand and just managed to get that disc away from Murray Young. That was a timely intercept.
Yeah, that was a big D, time-wise, for Breakers. We're coming in towards the 20-minute mark. If Breakers can slow this down and wait a little, if they score now, I think we've pretty much reached the 20-minute mark. If they score this one, they win the set.
So time is gone and it's 5-all. This is like very similar to set 2, isn't it? As Chang has gone for Mueller. Time is gone and it's 5-all, but now Perth have the opportunity.
A flat throw would have done that. That was the only thing wrong with that section of play. Too much outside edge up made it ungettable.
Maximum points available here for Perth if they're able to take this opportunity and put this one in. As Murray Young changes the side for Gann. Gann has got so much this set. McInnes back to Gann. They're being nice and disciplined here. It's nice to see.
McGuckin and Mazerai were having a good run downfield, sticking close together. Now McGuckin's trying to cover Mazerai going up the line. Oh, finds an inside break.
Mazerai. Oh, and Mazerai, McInnes, did you get a hand on it?
It was an overthrow. She might have just scraped it, but it was not gettable.
We saw McInnes drag in an exceptional layout goal earlier in this matchup, but unable to reel that in this time. Time is no longer an issue now. The 20-minute horn has gone, and so the winner of this point wins the set. Mueller, close mark by Mariong. She's hoping to effect a turn. Murphy pops it in front, and Gann has sprung up immediately to the end zone, but the disc is with Carl O.
Mariong lays it off to Gann. Stack's being quite disciplined. Mazerai comes out of it. Now to Carl O. Another great throw on this Perth power team. Centres to Gann, across to Mazerai. All of their female players upfield. Now Mariong. She's got the control.
Yeah, Murphy calling that foul. So Alex Gann, he got open, and Murphy was thinking that he pushed off him a little bit too much in order to gain that space. Bit of a breather for both teams. It's been a hectic passage of play.
Yeah. Mariong still got Gann, but he's moved away, and Kylo comes out to provide that dump option.
Cheng, pressure. Perth still with the disc here.
Being very careful at the back, but working hard as O goes up the line, and Gann completes the throw for a maximum 4 points. Championship points.
Perth Power have done it. Gann to O. We've seen those two players on the Perth Power team throw to each other so many times in this matchup, and that's a fitting way to end this match. 4 championship points to the Perth Power. Brisbane played well, just couldn't get their toes over the line in any of these 3 sets.
Perth really showed that they can win in a relaxed, powerful fashion. First 2 sets were really quite comfortable for them, and this 3rd set they showed that they could battle it out, go down and come back and still win. What an impressive performance from Perth Power.
Yep, really enjoyable matchup. We hope you've enjoyed it anyway. And here at the AUL, we've been Claire Hussey and Joy Lee. See you later.